Well, Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Kush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, let's have a drink. All right, everybody, welcome to Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Dr. Kush. We are here today to sort of cap off our summer of punch. In 1 week and a few hours, this seminar that I have been threatening on teaching will be happening. So we are going to sort of round this one off by just knocking out 3 spectacular tiki punches. We are going to be talking about how there's little adjustments here and there that make them great, but in the end, they really, all 3 of them, fall right in line with the theory of this entire summer, which of course has been punches are easy. Just if you're, when in doubt, make it a freaking punch. That's the idea. You guys don't have to worry too much about not knowing every single cocktail, every single tiki cocktail. If you have the basic ideas for the ingredients, you start with a punch and you end up with something that, even if it's not exactly right, it is darn close enough. And that's what we've been doing all summer, and that's what we're gonna be doing tonight. We're gonna be making 3 tiki punches using the formula that we have, but with slight tweaks to them to make them the actual classic stuff. Let me say hello over here to at least one eye of Tiki Tom. Hello, Tiki Tom. He's out running errands, but he's got one eye in the show, and that's really, honestly, you can have 0 eyes on the show as long as it's running. If it's just running somewhere, if you just got me down in a basement somewhere, just hooting and hollering down here about, you know, 1 of sour, 2 of sweet, etc. I like it when you guys are watching and chatting, but if you can't do that, just have the show freaking on. Let me say hello to the winners of the 2024 Kush-Tucky Derby, because, and only because, did they get into the final lap. Because of a guy named, oh dang, I wish he was right here. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Shawnee Panabaker. Nicest guy on the internet. Shawnee Panabaker gave the husbands a chance to shine, and boy, did they shine. Like the sun, they shone. So they won the 2024 Kush-Tucky Derby. Speaking of shining stars, let me say hello to our good friend, Bon Bon. Got a chance to chat with Bon Bon today. Always love seeing Bon Bon here and there and everywhere. It is good to see you again, Bon Bon. Tiki Tom wishes you a very happy, sorry, what did I say? Fantastic. He wishes you a fantastic lowercase Saturday. So do it, people. Tiki Tom has wished it. Get out there and make it real. Let me say hello to the winner of the 2023 Kush-Tucky Derby, DC Debbie Clark. We said hello to Shawnee Panabaker. We'll say hello again. Hello and good evening. Let me say hello to Moose. Everybody know why Moose is called Moose? We should go over the lore of some of these names at one point. Maybe do you think I think we might be still too close. I think everybody still knows why Moose is called Moose, and it's not because of his socks. Let me say hello over here to, not a lot of people in here, but a lot of chatters. Let me say hello to our good friend Davey Virtue, 2,000th subscriber to the show, and our most new local. Very, very excited about Tiki. We are not going to be doing any kind of painkillers, but we will be bumping up to a zombie. So that is what we got. Hello to Paul, Paulie B. Wow, Paul says, wow, happy Tiki Saturday to everybody. Yeah, this is a big Tiki Saturday. We are ready to go. I feel lucky. I tikied, but only signed. Oh no. Sounds like it's sold out, Bon Bon. So we'll check it out online. Yeah, it seems like it might be sold out. I think they might have switched, just so in case you guys happen to be down in San Diego at noon on Sunday. It seems like there may or may not be 1 or 2 seats left. They Started off my seminar saying, hey, you know what you should do? 50 people seminar. You should have 50 people. 10 groups of 5 people should come into your seminar and learn. That sold out pretty quick. So then they bumped it up. They said, how about 75? That is, you take 50, you half it, but then you take that half and you put it right on top. Whew, 75. That sold out. So now we're up to, I think, 110 to 120 people at the seminar. We could just absolutely be lost in a sea of new cushies after this. So remember, if you are part of the Big 30, we will never, ever, ever forget you. Let me say hello to Bootopia, who has just woken up. Good to see you, Bootopia. Or else he was yawning at my story. Either way, it's good to see you, pal. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Okay. These cocktails that we're making right here are all of the punch variety. More likely, though, these are cocktails that are just classic tiki drinks. 2 of them created by our good friend of the show, Donn Beach. And one of them was created down in Florida. I don't have any idea which ones we're doing in which order today. I didn't really think about it. But in no particular order, we are making a zombie, we are making a Dr. Funk, and we are making a rum runner. Anybody had a rum runner in a long time? Rum runners are super, super interesting cocktails. Oh, you know what? Why don't we start with that one? Let's start with that one. I think Kyle will really like a rum runner. The story of the rum runner goes as such. It was created down in Florida, some bar manager somewhere. And as a bar manager myself, I have done, not anymore, but as a bar manager in my past life, I have done this. You are coming close, very, very close to doing some inventory. You have the owner saying, oh, we gotta figure out what we got. We got to do something. Well, you know, something's going on. We need to do inventory. Or in my case, I would be calling for inventory. Hey guys, I need inventory. And what would my bartenders do? Instead of counting the bottles that only had about this much stuff left, they would throw it into one big punch. The way they would call it a punch, it wasn't necessarily a punch normally, because it didn't taste good. But they would take everything, they'd pour it into one big thing, and we would put it on the back bar, and we put a little spout on it, and we would say, special shots, we would say. That's what all those specials are, special shots. Just sort of whatever is left over. That's how the rum runner came to be. He had a bunch of this weird old stuff sort of hanging about the bar, threw it in, and because he probably had bartended before, he had a preternatural feeling. He had a thought on what cocktail ingredients would work and in what proportion. Maybe he knew because it was a punch, and maybe he didn't know because it was a punch, but it ended up being a punch. It ended up just falling right in the punch arena. And from there, we got a very odd sort of formula for a cocktail, which is not just splitting the base. The base is split, 2 different types of rum, but also splitting the sweetener 3 ways, and in an odd combination of 3. I don't expect all of you to have all this stuff at the bar, so maybe wait till the second drink to have a drink with me. But this is going to be called a rum runner, and it goes thusly. Like we said, it does follow exactly our punch formula. So we're going to start off over here with our good friend, the noble and humble, oh, right here, the humble lime. We need 1 full ounce of lime juice in order to get this guy going. What's nice about that is if we have 1 ounce of lime juice, that is then 1 part of lime juice. So if you don't want to have a full rum runner, and when you see some of the ingredients, maybe you will, maybe you won't. When you see some of these full ingredients, you can decide whether or not you want to make a full rum runner, which is 1 full ounce of lime, or half an ounce of lime, and then just half everything else. And you will be in a good spot. We have our lime right here. We have sliced it according to the ancient ways of the full moon, the waxing gibbous, the waning gibbous, and the crescent. I don't know if this one's waxing or waning, but it is there. We're going to go ahead and take our lime, and we're going to squeeze it deep in there. It should make a little bit of a Not a very good lime. I just bought this lime, and I'm really having some buyer's remorse. Any chance, if I didn't squeeze the rest of it, they would let me squeeze or return this lime? I doubt it. I do want to quickly say hello to our good friend Queef Sweat. Hello. It's good to have you. What a name. Wow. What a name. Good to see you. Queef Sweat. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle, for also, thank you everybody for welcoming Queef Sweat. What's up, Queef Sweat? You have made my day. Thank you. That is a ridiculous name, and I love it. All right, keep squeezing, everybody. Oh, geez, Louise, keep squeezing. We need to squeeze these limes. We need 1 full ounce of lime. Don't stop squeezing. Get it in there. Why are we squeezing instead of using the hand squeezer? Because of course we want all of those good oils on the outside, and the only way to get that is hand squeezing inside of our tin. Why not? We'll give this a little bit of extra lime flavor by dropping the lime right in there. That is 1 ounce. Now, let's reach back here. We are going to need 3 different sweeteners on this one. This one is a very, very sweet boy. This right here is Banana do Brazil. You can see it written there. Banana. Can you see it right there? Yeah. Let's switch this right here. Let's win our awards. Banana do Brazil. I have no idea if these are actually bananas from Brazil. I don't know if bananas from Brazil are better than other bananas. It might just be like a, I don't know, one of those like creme things. We got to be the best kind of thing. I don't know. We have this going in here. We're going to need to be putting in here 1 ounce of some banana liqueur. If you do not like banana liqueur, I totally understand. I personally, it's okay. It's just fine. You can drop this one back and put up a little bit of the grenadine. We'll get into that in a second. But for right now, put in 1 full ounce of some banana liqueur, some Banana do Brazil. Yes, Queef Sweat says Queef squeezing, and then Bon Bon is engaging Queef Sweat to see what their favorites. I'm going to take a guess and say that Queef Sweat is a male, but maybe I won't. You know what? I'm gonna hide judgment here for a second. Maybe not. We do have another person that joins the show every once in a while, the Queef Freak. And I am interested to see if there is a convention where all of you go to hang out. I'd really like to find out about that convention. And then we can all, I don't know, maybe I'll go hang out with you guys. All right. Oh, let's win an award here right there. Oh, yeah, look at that. This right here is going to be our creme de cassis. Creme de cassis. Now, you can put in blackberry liqueur. There are a lot of very famous blackberry liqueurs. Probably none quite as famous. Good catch, everybody. Good catch. We don't want to light the bonfire. None quite as famous as our good friend Chambord. Chambord is a very famous blackberry liqueur. Black raspberry liqueur. Basically the same thing. It's blackberry. We are instead, though, going to use a little bit of creme de cassis. Creme de cassis, a really fun ingredient. Cassis is it's a different type of berry. It's got a little bit more bitterness to it. It's going to add a little bit more depth to the cocktail. If you hate depth, let's say you've been a kiddie pooler your whole life, not a big fan of depth. You don't. You got to what's you call when you're really afraid of deep waters? It's called something. It has a name. I know it does. If you are one of those people, then thalassophobia. It's called thalassophobia. If you are thalassophobic, do not like depth in your cocktails, I recommend then doing just a little bit of blackberry liqueur. But the creme de cassis is going to give us just a little bit more bitterness. I reached back here for it anyway. So why don't we go ahead and put in about half an ounce of some blackberry liqueur. Nice and easy. We are also going to throw in one of our favorite ingredients, especially when it comes to punches. And after all, we are in the summer of punch. We're going to reach down here and grab our grenadine. Grenadine Homemade grenadine specifically already has all of the bitters and the spices that you're going to want to add to a cocktail. We are going to add just a little bit more spice into this one, just a dash or two of some Angostura at the end. But grenadine, if you are just throwing grenadine in as a sweetener, you're going to find a really good, interesting bit of bitterness and a bit of spice added to your cocktail. You'll be in a little bit of heaven. Is it overselling it? Yes, it is overselling it. I have oversold this. It's a fine kind. Let's get over it. Go ahead and put in half an ounce of some grenadine. Doing great. Doing just great. 2 different types of rum, please. If you can, find 2 different types of rum. If not, this one was basically made in a trash can. You can do whatever kind of trash can rum you want. I do not mean to follow that up immediately with Bacardi. I didn't mean to, but it did happen. We're going to throw in some Bacardi in here. We just need some light rum. Something easy, something light, something that is not going to be so expensive that it's going to hurt your little pocketbook. We don't want pocketbooks feeling all butthurt today. We want to go and put in 1 full ounce of a light rum. Then we can reach for something a little nicer. Again, dear Bacardi, largest or one of the largest brands on earth, I think your product is good and we use it all the time. Please send me money. But really, in the end, more correctly, it is less like the rums that we're looking for, the rums that we want, and more like vodka. So it doesn't work everywhere. Speaking of working everywhere, this right here is our good friend Jamaican rum. This is our Ed Hamilton special. Hopefully this weekend we will get to see Ed Hamilton with his, we all know Ed Hamilton. Got that big mustache. We love him. This is Jamaican Blonde, a pot still Jamaican Blonde. We're going to go ahead and put in 1 ounce of a nice Jamaican rum. If you can find something real overproof, that's a great way to do it too. Not today, though. We're not going to be putting anything overproof in this one since we have 3 tiki drinks ahead of us. Yeesh. 1 of sour, 1 lime, 2 of sweet, all of those sweeteners equal to 2 ounces. 3 of strong. This drink can absolutely handle an extra ounce of rum, no doubt about it. This will make it a full-on, full-fledged punch if you put in another ounce of rum, or if you put in a 151 instead of the one of the rums, you should be in that general area for how a punch works. We need some weak. We need some weak. What weak are we using? What's our motto here, guys? Canned if, or fresh if you can, canned if you can't. This is pineapple juice. Today we could not. So we do pineapple juice in a can. We are also going to be pre-batching a few cocktails heading out to Tiki Oasis this weekend. So I figured this was the best deal as opposed to sitting around the bar for the next 3 days juicing pineapples. So we're gonna grab some of this. We have our little thing. Let's bring in opener cam right here. We all know how this works, right? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. We're gonna go ahead and give this a shake. If you don't shake it before you open it, you're gonna have a tough time opening. You're gonna have a tough time getting all the stuff you want out. Now, here's a fun little fact. If you want clarified pineapple, let this thing sit somewhere for about 2 days. All of the heavy stuff will sit down to the bottom. You'll get all this nice clarified stuff at the top. Crack it open and slowly pour out, and you'll get clarified pineapple juice, which it works in a lot of stuff. We don't want that for today, though. We want all the junk. So we're going to go right up here to opener cam. We're going to start on one side, just crack this open. We got this nice air hole over here. And then we are going to pour this right here. Right there, up to opener cam. There we go. Let's center opener cam so we can win an award. There we go. Way better. That's it. We need 2 ounces. This is going to be our week. This is going to be our week. There is no sugar added to this. Oftentimes, I see a lot of times in a lot of different punches where pineapple is the sweetener, but in a lot of punches, it isn't. In a lot of punches, the pineapple juice is a weak. The same thing as adding water to a drink. That seems intense, but it does seem to work. So go ahead and put in 2 ounces. Let's see if we can't get this whole thing in frame. There we go. 2 ounces of some pineapple juice. Without almost spilling all of it. We did a pretty good job. Kyle, when you come in to get your drink, I am going to need a few things. First of all, if you're making Manhattans, I'll take one. Second of all, I'm going to need a towel. Third of all, if there's a bus tub like hanging out there, no, that one's full. There's like a bus tub that you know about. Just bring that in. I would like that because for right now, I'll put this on the ground. Put it right there. That, my friends, is that unless you don't, you want a little bit more of the little spice to make it all nice, to make this punch right, we're going to take some of this guy. This is our Angostura bitters. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 3 dashes of Angostura bitters. Lots and lots of ice in this. Oh, everybody in. The more ice you put into this, we've talked about this, but I got to get used to saying it for new people. The more ice you put in when you shake, the less watery your cocktail will be. We don't want to put in a lot of water. The most amount of water we want in this thing right now is going to be 2 ounces of water because we are going, I have all the bus tubs. Oh, crud. Where did it go? I have all the bus tubs. Well, either way, if you don't want a lot of water, put a lot of ice. If you want a lot of water, don't put a lot of ice. It seems opposite, but that's the case. Give this a nice shake. Let's go to shake cam. I do not appreciate encouragement of Kyle when he is telling me off. Even though he is cute, I am still his boss. So please do not. Oh, dang. Do we have enough glassware in here? Oh, maybe. Please do not encourage Kyle to be insubordinate. I don't want to have to write him up because I don't want to do homework. Go ahead and pour this guy right in here. Oh, how'd we do? Oh, boy. Look at that wash line. Pick the right glass. Looking good. All right, Kyle, we're just going to, whenever you bring in that thing, I will keep it up here for now. If you want on this cocktail, can we just all take a look at what Kyle's writing? Queef Sweat says, I need to be on set tasting all the awesome deliciousness. One day, we are going to have, we're going to do at Mixed Cocktail Hour here soon, which is my other show, Queef Sweat. So don't worry, this is not this show. We're going to get more people in there. We are working right now on finding a way to get more people into that studio. Now, this is a working bar. That one is a studio. This right here is a drink called the Rum Runner, not to be confused with a rum barrel. A lot of people have their own rum barrel, the same way that like a Singapore Sling or a Planter's Punch is, even though it is the name of a cocktail, it is also kind of the idea of a cocktail. Everybody has a different version of it. The rum barrel, everybody has their own version. If you want to try Dr. Kush's exotic rum barrel, you can come to Tiki Oasis this weekend in San Diego. It's at one of the booths. The Rum Runner, however, is its own thing. There is really only one way to make it. It was a trash can punch where the owner of a bar took everything, poured it into one barrel, which is where it gets confusing to confuse it with a rum barrel. Poured it into one thing, but it happened to have the proportions of a punch and ended up being delicious. Go ahead and put whatever garnish you want in here. I don't care for a garnish in this. It is a trash can punch, and thus I think just the lime floating in there is good enough. Cheers to you guys. That's really good. that is spectacular. What I'm picking up most Obviously, in a drink like this, where a lot of the sweetness is going to sort of meld together, the sourness is going to sort of support the sweetness. What I'm picking up the most is the banana and is the rum, is the Jamaican rum. If I was to put in 2 full ounces of a full-on tough Jamaican rum, it might make this one sort of either just a Jamaican rum drink, which isn't what we're looking for. We want all those fun juices. We put 3 different sweeteners in here for a reason. That's what we want. We just want that sort of to be subtle. And if we didn't put in a funky rum in here, then it would be kind of just a sweet cocktail that has some lime to it. I don't think that the pineapple juice, even at 2 ounces, is overtaking this at all. That's a spectacular drink. It really is. It really is something else. This really ends up making me fairly happy. I like it. Queefs. It's going to be ridiculous if Queef Sweat starts showing up all the time, and I have to say things like Queef Sweat says an angel just got his buzz on. How long can I even keep this channel at that point? I love it. Oh, that makes me laugh. All right. Kyle, do you want to come get that? And would you please, Kyle, please bring me a towel? Thank you. Oh, is there a bus tub down there? I'm going to go right here. Kyle's just being camera shy, so he doesn't want anybody to see him getting the bus tub. Okay, we're coming back to this shot. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you, buddy. We got our bus tub. Oh, you want the drink. Enjoy, pal. Do you want to give it a thumbs up, thumbs down? We all, of course, remember Kyle's rating system. It is galove, galike, gahate. Go ahead, Kyle. That's a glove. That is a glove. Kyle gloves it. I have every feeling on earth that I will never, ever see that drink again. I don't think Kyle will even sit down back at his typing computer to even let me know. Or I don't think that drink's going to make it all the way back there. We're loving this. Yes, people are excited about a glove. We love a glove. We've had a few gloves this summer. We have had a gahate at some point, which was tough. That was a tough day, but we have a glove, and that is good. Okay. From just absolutely ransacking the back of a bar to finding chaos in order. Sorry, let's do that. Let's split that around. Finding order in chaos, or maybe it is finding chaos in order. We're going to move on to what experts say is my favorite drink. I don't know who these experts are, but experts in Dr. Kush, and eventually there will be an expert. Somebody will eventually take a PhD course in Dr. Kushology, or maybe exotic drinkology, whatever it is. Experts will say, this was Dr. Kush's favorite tiki drink. And you know what? They would be probably correct. This is the Dr. Funk. This is, in my opinion, one of the great. I'm watching the Galai gate going on. I hope he's not a Goliar. And Kyle says he never Golies. Okay. Anyway, we are making a cocktail called the Dr. Funk. We do not make this drink as often as we should on the show because, of course, we always try and make new drinks if we can. But since we are doing a best of Tiki Punches, I figured what other best time to throw this in here. This was created by Donn Beach after a guy named Bernhard Funk. Bernhard Funk. Bernhard Funk was a doctor. He was very famous. He's a super famous dude. Anyway, he had this tonic, Dr. Funk's tonic. All right, when he was living in Tahiti, was it Tahiti? When he was living on an island. Anyway, he had this tonic. Basically what it was soda water in order to sort of, you know, if you have crappy digestion, you would get a little soda water, make you, you know, get a little burping in you. It would be some citrus to help you with the scurvy. It would be wormwood in order to, you know, do whatever wormwood does. It's got medicinal properties. And it would be a little bit of sugar and sometimes a little bit of pomegranate sugar or pomegranate molasses in order to help the whole thing go down. This drink for a while was Dr. Bernhard's magic potion. People would drink it, they would feel better. Usually they were, you know, they just had a little blockage in their system, so they drink it, do a little pooping, and hey, we're feeling great. Or what, you know, whatever the heck wormwood was doing for them, wormwood would help them out. Anyway, the Tiki Boys learned about this. Guys like Victor Bergeron and Donn Beach heard about this and decided, well, screw this. This is a man named Bernhard Funk. We're going to call this a Dr. Funk, and we're going to use those basic ingredients, and we're going to build this cocktail. Well, Vic did one, Trader Vic did one, and Donn Beach did one. We do the Donn Beach version all the time. In fact, the most famous version is absolutely the Donn Beach version. I love this cocktail. If you have not yet ever tried this cocktail, I think it's time. It also uses a rum that I almost never use. I almost never use, but I keep around the bar in case I'm ever going to make this cocktail. All right, and that is going to be our, no, it's up here. That's going to be our Cruzan Black Strap Rum. The Black Strap Rum. Let's get there we go. Even it's so black that it's having a hard time picking up any of the light. Black Strap Rum. This stuff is delicious, but in very small quantities. Usually it takes over a drink. In this one, it is perfect. I don't understand it. Some drinks do this. Most drinks do not. We talked about splitting the sweetener in the last one. This one splits the citrus base, but not by bringing in any type of different citrus other than we're dealing with what is it? Citric acid. So it's all lime and lemon. We're doing half an ounce of a lime and half an ounce of a lemon. Why is that important? Why could you just do this by doing all lime and all lemon? I've tried it. I had bartenders at the bar that I put this on a menu at almost revolt. Why? They would say, why do we have to do lime and lemon? I'm telling you, it tastes different with lime and lemon than just lime. So we need half an ounce of lime. And we start here, go here, slice this off. Oh, that's a juicy lime. And we only need half an ounce. So we're only going to do 2 of these little slices here. We're going to squeeze these in by hand. There we go. Perfect. And we want to do half an ounce of lemon. Now I don't do lemons by hand. Too many seeds. It's a sort of it doesn't make any sense to squeeze these by hand. You get too many seeds. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this little nublin off and then slice this in half. You can see how many seeds there are in that already. Take out our lemon squeezer, and we need half an ounce of lemon juice. So half an ounce of lime, half an ounce of lemon for some particular reason. Let me say hello to some of you that have showed up in the middle. Let me say hello to our good friend, Cyrus. Always fun to see Cyrus. And we saw that Bob showed up. Let me say hello to Bob Ambrose. Cheers to you, Bob Ambrose. Always a pleasure, they say. Never a chore to see all of you guys. We love it when people show up. Can I just introduce you guys to somebody real quick? Let me introduce you to Queef Sweat, who said, hope he's not a Goliath. So that's what we have to look forward to. All right. Anyway, we have 1 of sour. We need 2 of sweet. 2 of sweet. Now, you would think then that we would need to be putting in 2 full ounces of sweetener if we have 1 full ounce of lime in here. If we're going to go by the rhyme, that's what it would have to be. That's the reason, though, that we use blackstrap rum. Blackstrap rum is a molasses rum. I believe they put molasses in maybe after. I don't know exactly how they do it, but I'm not the rum champion. I'm just some weirdo. It is a sweeter rum. It runs in a very sweet family, so the rum is important. You want to find a dark, sweet rum for this. So we're only going to be putting in 1 ounce, maybe even a little less, 1 ounce of some sweetener. We're going to start over here by grabbing some grenadine. We kept the grenadine out, so since we were already bent over, we're going to grab the rest of it. We're going to start over here by some grenadine. This is just homemade grenadine, my friends. We all know about homemade grenadine. 1 part pomegranate juice, 1 part sugar with a little bit of orange flower water, a little bit of some rose water. We're in a good spot. Depending on how sweet you want this thing, all right? This is going to be your real dial to switch up and down. I always called for 1/4, but a heavy 1/4 ounce of grenadine. Usually that meant that all of my bartenders were pouring a 1/2 ounce of grenadine, and I'm okay with that. So we're going to go ahead and put in a 1/2 ounce of some grenadine. We also are going to be putting in we're also going to be putting in a different type of simple syrup, not just plain white clear simple syrup. Instead, we're going to be putting in some of this guy. Let's win an award real quick by just raising that up. Yes. This instead is going to be our Demerara simple syrup. It is going to add some flavor. We want the sugar, whenever we call for Demerara simple syrup, we want the sugar to have a presence in our cocktail. When we're calling for simple syrup, just regular plain old white simple syrup, we're just calling for something sweet. We don't want to taste the sugar. When we call specifically for Demerara simple syrup, we want it to have that grassy feel. That is the idea. So we're going to go ahead and take our Demerara simple syrup and put in 1/2 ounce of some Demerara simple syrup. If you can't find anything that says Demerara simple syrup on it, find a turbinado simple syrup or a turbinado sugar. It's just 1 part sugar, 1 part water. Mix that up. Don't even heat it. Just shake it until it is good to go, and you have found your simple syrup. Now, right now, we're not really following the rules, right? 1 of sour, 2 of sweet. That, of course, is where we find our Cruzan. Cruzan blackstrap rum is not great in a lot of things. And I'm sorry to the Cruzan people to say, you find very little time when this is the rum that most people reach for. It is very distinctive. It smells like molasses. And unless you are like a Southern preacher, molasses is not your favorite food. Molasses is somewhat tough to eat. It's sticky. It's very dirty tasting almost. It doesn't work well in a lot of things. In this drink, it works out perfectly because we are already we're already low on the sweetener. See what I'm saying? We need 2 ounces, 2 full ounces of a dark rum, extra dark, dark like my heart, right? That's what we're looking for. A very, very dark rum. Boy, oh boy. It smells like maple syrup is kind of what it smells like. And that doesn't like go away. It just always sort of smells a little bit like maple syrup. I have a friend, Mike Hartman. Mike Hartman is, it's his birthday today, as a matter of fact, Mikey Hartman's. His brother, I imagine he does too. He owns Hartman's Distillery out in Buffalo. His brother, really, really smart guy, went through law school. Mikey Hartman is my lawyer. Anyway, he was trying to find a way, because they live in Buffalo, New York. I've never been, but apparently up in Buffalo, New York, they have a lot of trees that produce sap, like maple syrup. He wanted to try and find a way to make liquor out of maple syrup, the same way that you would make liquor out of anything. But because there's so much sugar in maple syrup, it probably would have been interesting. I don't know the end of that story. Should not have started it. I don't know why they stopped, but I'm very interested to hear what would happen with maple sugar, basically beer that you then distill into maple syrup liquor. I feel like what you would get is blackstrap rum, something very similar. Okay. The last ingredient that went into Dr. Bernhard Funk's magical mystery tour, or the tonic that he was making, was wormwood. He would throw some wormwood in there. Now, I can't be sure that this is where Donn got the idea that maybe absinthe or herb sant would be a tropical ingredient. I don't know. I was not there. That happened well before I was born, way before my parents were born, and definitely probably before my grandparents were born. This, though, is one of the first drinks that we ever see where absinthe makes an appearance inside of Donn Beach's Tiki Oasis. Inside of these rum rhapsodies, we finally see, it's on his first menu, but we see absinthe make it. And absinthe, of course, becomes half of Donn Beach's signature when it comes to cocktails. So we're going to go ahead and put in 2 dashes of some absinthe. If you like absinthe, this is a great drink to flub that a little bit, put a little bit extra. And we are going to complete Donn's signature by putting in some Angostura bitters. You want to usually do equal parts Ango to absinthe. That's going to give you something called Herbstura, and that is Donn's signature when it comes to cocktails. He freaking loves that stuff. We're going to put in a ton of ice. Lots and lots of ice, and then we want to give this a big, fat shake. Ready? Whew. We're going to pour this in here, but only after we add the other ingredients, the very important ingredient that goes into the Dr. Funk original tonic, and that is soda water. Now, today I'll be using a little bit of cherry lime soda water, whatever soda water you have. Let's not be soda water snobs, please. We're home bartenders. We're going to be putting in just a little topper, so less than 2 ounces, maybe something that looks like this. Right there. We're pouring it into this so that when we pour this into this, then we, can I just stop everything? Janine, do you know Paul? I know a guy. Let me just tell you about this guy. He's a good friend of mine. He's been at the bar. This is technically, he sat there more than anybody. Let me say hello to Janine Bellinardo, because if you don't, I might have found a cousin of yours. His name's Paul. You just let me know. It'd be really interesting on this show. We haven't had a wedding yet. Well, the Du Bois, I believe, got married whilst on the show, but they didn't meet on this show. It would be really interesting if we could reconnect some cousins. I don't know. Go ahead and pour this right into a glass. Oh, that's that color we love so much. It has a little darkness. It has a little red. It smells like maple syrup. It feels like absinthe. This is basically medicine if you were living with Dr. Bernhard Funk. This is what he would give you. This is absolutely, in my opinion, one of the greatest tiki drinks and maybe one of the greatest tiki accomplishments of all time. This is the Dr. Funk. Wow. We're going to throw in a little bit of lime, spent lime. There we go. And how about a little bit of spent lemon right on top? I'm feeling good. I never make this drink. I don't know why I never make this drink. I love it so much, but I never make it. It is so freaking good. I don't care. I hate rubbing their little nose in it. I do not care for blackstrap rum almost ever. I do not care for it. It is not my favorite. I don't put it in anything. But when it goes into this one with a little bit of extra sour in here because of how sweet the rum is, that blackstrap just melts in here. The absinthe plays a role. The grenadine is so lovely. The sugar shows up. The bubbles. So good. People ask all the time, oh, where do you come up with your drink ideas? Nobody asks me that anymore, but people used to. They used to. Usually because it was some like punny thing. And normally, sometimes with these drinks, you do start off with a concept before you come up with the ingredients for the drink. Absolutely. That's what happened here. Donn Beach read about Dr. Bernhard Funk, and he read about this wonder tonic, and he said, I actually, if I think about it, I have a lot of those ingredients in the bar. What if I just add like a fun rum to it, and now I have an amazing cocktail? That's what happened. They named it Dr. Funk. And now, if you are ever in San Jose, and I highly recommend you fly into San Jose because they have a Trader Vic's in the airport. It's awesome. You fly from there, you can take a $8 Uber over to a place called Dr. Funk's San Jose. It is an amazing bar. If you go onto my Instagram, I happened to be there the day they were shooting something, and they gave me like 5 or 7 drinks to try, and then I did a little commercial for them. Anyway, Dr. Funk's is the Dr. Funk is one of my very, very favorite cocktails of all time. This is no better. We have 13 minutes to do a whole zombie. Oh my god, that was plain Waterloo. This was cherry lime Waterloo. Okay. Can I, Kyle? Can you please come get this because I have to go quick. I didn't think we would have enough time. 1 of strong, 2 of weak, 3 of strong, 4 of weak. That would be a way better way to do it. That would be spectacular. Okay. Kyle, come get this. Do you want to give us a quick glove galike? Okay, well, that was a glove. He didn't even try it. It was in his mouth. Okay. Oh, Paul is Janine's brother-in-law. Phew. Okay, good. Hopefully we didn't just reconnect you then. Hopefully you guys have known about each other for a while. Otherwise, that would be odd. Okay. Dr. Funk opens around 4 p.m. most days. Plan accordingly. Wow. Yeah, fly in. This is what you should do. Fly in at 2, spend 2 hours at the Trader Vic's inside of the San Jose airport, and then get right out to the other one, to Dr. Funk's. Okay. Few accomplishments will ever rival this accomplishment. There are lots of stories about how the zombie came about. Was it some businessman that came in that had been drinking with Donn the night before, and now suddenly he was feeling bad, so Donn whipped him up something in the back, handed it to him, and said, "Don't worry, it's the zombie. It'll bring you back from the dead." Is that the real story? I don't know. Maybe some of the Caribbean islands have their own zombie stories about people that are, that come back from the life, etc. And had Donn landed on some of those islands, maybe picked up some of that zombie lore, and he just called this drink. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you, but this is a spectacular cocktail. Whenever you put in, give me the best tiki cocktail, the Mai Tai always shows up. When you type it in, always shows up. The reason that it does that, in my opinion, and of course, the Mai Tai is a spectacular cocktail. It uses rum right. It brings in tropicalness without adding too much juice. The reason that the Mai Tai is easier to make than, is more famous than the zombie is because it's easier to make. That's it. That's it. The zombie is a better drink than the Mai Tai. We can fight about that all we want. I will fight with everybody about that. I don't care who you are. We will fight about it. The zombie is better than the Mai Tai. It just happens though that it's harder to make. You need more stuff. And so, well, let's all say goodbye to Tiki Tom. Tiki Tom is he's gonna put both eyes somewhere else. Okay, we're gonna dock out. Yes, David's wondering, another drink? Yes, one more drink. Sorry, we had to do one more drink. I promise you guys 3 drinks on these shows, and I want to get it done. And the whole reason we did this show is so that I can eventually do this zombie as a freaking punch. So please forgive me if you have somewhere to be. I can do this one by myself. Okay. 3 different rums is what Donn requests. We're also going to be putting in one of his secret ingredients, which is Donn's mix. We are also going to be putting in some 151. We are going to be putting in some of his mixture of some absinthe and an Angostura. It is in my opinion, it is a perfect cocktail. It is a perfect cocktail. Let's get into it. All right. We're going to start off, obviously, we want to put in a little bit of lime juice. So we're going to take our lime juice. Another reason that this is annoying is because there is 1 full ounce of sour in here, but some of the sour comes from a different place. So we're going to start off over here by just cutting the rest of this lime here. We need 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. So we're going to just take a big old an eye full of that. 1, 2. I'm going to drop this in. We're going to give this a squeeze. We're only going to get about half of what we need from this one, but luckily enough, we're going to throw in this guy right here, and that should give us about 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. The rest of this stuff is out there. We're going to throw in some velvet falernum or whatever kind of falernum you got, even if it is rock hard falernum. We don't care. We want half an ounce of some velvet falernum. This is where we start to get into our sweets right there. We want to put in some of our friend, the grenadine, which I've already put back. Grenadine, which is giving us our spice. Grenadine shows up all over the place because pomegranate molasses, pomegranate syrup is so delicious. It just makes sense. We're gonna go ahead and put in a short half ounce of some grenadine. Right there. Now, Donn's mix. Donn's mix, we're going to make it on the fly. I don't make enough zombies in this bar to justify making Donn's mix all the time. It would go bad, etc. But we usually have some cinnamon simple syrup right here. Davey Virtue asking, I need velvet falernum. What do I buy? I highly recommend you just go into whatever Bevmo situation you have hanging out and you get some of this. This is John D. Taylor's velvet falernum. It's awesome. It's spectacular. It makes sense. And it's shelf stable, so it lasts forever. That would be what I highly recommend. Okay. Bob Amber says, Dr. Kush, it's incredible that I could reunite Paul with his sister-in-law. I thought, honestly, this show is full of miracles. It's always full of miracles. I mean, earlier tonight, we had queef sweat in here. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the beginning of the show. They were here. They were certainly here. Okay. Donn's mix was a mystery for a very long time. Donn's mix was a mystery for a very, very long time. All it was cinnamon simple syrup mixed with some white grapefruit juice. That's it. And it gave this very particular taste. Very difficult to pin down. The cinnamon syrup gave it sort of a Christmassy thing, but the grapefruit gave it this tropical thing. So now you got like this tropical Christmas thing going on. Nobody could pin it down. I believe we give credit to Jeffrey Beachcomber for figuring this out. I don't know if somebody did it before, but definitely Jeff Beachcomber wrote about it early. We're going to go ahead and put in one in order to make our in order to make our Donn's mix. We're going to put in a 1/4 ounce of some cinnamon simple syrup. And we're going to put in double that amount of white grapefruit juice. Now, again, fresh if you can, canned if you can't. We're going to put in 1 full ounce. We need, 1/2 an ounce of some white grapefruit juice. We're in a good spot. We're doing great. Now we need 3 different rums. We need a Puerto Rican Gold. Turns out we have that. We're going to go ahead and throw in, this is our Puerto Rican Gold rum. It is Bacardi. We need 1.5 ounces of some gold Bacardi or any other type of gold Puerto Rican rum. There we go. We need a full ounce of Jamaican rum. Now, a lot of rum claims to be Jamaican. You want something that is nice and simple and fun. You can go funkier. We're going to keep using this one. This is our Jamaican blonde, but not necessary. Certainly not necessary if you just want to do an Appleton's, if you just want to do a Myers, that all works in here. I like them both equally in this. I just happen to have this bottle close to me. We need 1 ounce of a Jamaican rum. Put this away, put this away. And then we need the granddaddy of them all. Right here is Lemon Heart 151. If you want, you can float this. That's fine. I'm going to put it in, though. I feel like it just works better in so that you're not just getting a big old face full of it. We need 1.5 ounces. Or sorry, we need 1 ounce of 151. So more than anything, this is proving that if we are following the 1 of sour, 2 of sweet, we have our falernum, we have our grenadine, and we have our cinnamon simple syrup in here. Then we have our lime and we have our grapefruit. That is the sour. We can bump up those numbers on the rum and be really in a very fun place. And obviously, this is a Donn Beach cocktail, so we need to sign it with his name. We're going to go ahead and take some of our Angostura bitters. And we're going to take some of our absinthe. Let me say hello to our friend, Timothy, who is over on Facebook. Cheers to Timothy. We'll see Timothy very, very soon. I just closed that out. Perfect. We'll see Timothy very, very soon at Arizona Tiki Oasis. San Diego Tiki Oasis. This thing is a beast. So much rum, but also so many other huge flavors in here that are able to sort of give this rum its due. Now, the issue with the way that we have built this drink is, of course, we have forgotten almost entirely about 4 of week. So we need to give this one a good shake. We're going to get this in here, and we're going to give this one a very hearty shake, because that's really the only place that any of our water is coming from. We need it to be a little watery. We got to get this in here. We're going to squeeze, and we're going to give this a huge shake. Ready? 1, 2, 3. What didn't I sound enthusiastic about? Something. Somebody fill me in. There we go. Take this out. And we happen to have in our possession, the Zombie has its very own glass. It's called a Zombie glass. It is a little skinnier. In Spain, we call these tubos. But in here, I think we call them Collins. But it's actually even a little skinnier than most Collins, and it usually has some sort of zombie decoration on it. This is the glass we want. Look at that. A perfect pour. That's the stuff right there, my friends. It followed for the most part in spirit. It followed the punch. 1 of sour, we have some lime. 2 of sweet, we have the grenadine. We have the, technically I think that Donn's mix would more count as a sweet, even though the white grapefruit is in there sort of bittering it up. It is sort of a sweetened white grapefruit, so we could count it there. And some falernum all in there to make that 2 of sour. Or sorry, 2 of sweet. We have 3 of strong. Absolutely. This is as big a drink as you can get. This is testing the limits of that 3 of strong theory, because technically it's close to 3 of strong, and then we add an extra a pour of 151. This is the deal. 4 of weak. This is where this drink can sometimes fall down. You need to shake it hard. You got to get enough water in here. Otherwise, this drink doesn't ever open up. It's just like sipping on booze. And a little spice to make it all nice. That comes in the form of the grenadine, in the Angostura bitters, and in his other signature, the herb stirrer. And now, we have it. How do we do? Cheers to you guys. The zombie, the greatest tiki punch of all time. This thing is awesome. This thing is so good. Find rums that you like. Find your own formula for grenadine. If you don't have your own, find mine. But certainly find your way into a zombie cocktail. This is one of the greatest cocktails ever made. I think all 3 of these tonight that we made are classic tiki punches. They follow the punch formula really well, almost to the T, and prove that all you need in life to make a good tiki cocktail is to remember 1 of sour, 2 of sweet, 3 of strong, 4 of weak, and a little spice will make your life very nice, and you will be good. Let me say hello to Amy Beer. Amy Beer is here. Did I say hello to Amy Beer earlier? I just want to say I found a pic of a port light glasses, but that was it. Yes, listen, there's only pictures out there. Thank you, Stephanie Husband, the winner of the 2024 Kush Tucky Derby. This was fun. Thank you so much, and cheers, everybody. Yes, it was very delicious. I highly recommend, if you haven't tried any one of the 3 drinks we made tonight, I highly recommend you get on it. These are the reasons that tiki drinks live on, is these ideas of punches. And I think as long as you are able to make a concerted effort to put in 1 of sour, 2 of sweet, 3 of strong, 4 of weak, and a little spice to make it all nice, you will always, always, always have a great cocktail. That is what I have for you. Let me tell you about next week. Next week, I leave to go do Tiki Oasis. So we're going to be doing a class on Tuesday. Our final rum punch, our final punch classes of the summer punch will be Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be doing something on Wednesday. Thursday, we are out. Saturday, we will go live from Tiki Oasis in San Diego. And then Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, we will go live from my seminar. We will have a camera set up, and we will be going live from my Tiki Oasis seminar at noon on Sunday, and we'll be going live on Saturday. So I guess technically Saturday and Sunday will be the last 2 classes from the Summer of Punch. And then the next week, we have a lot of non-punches coming at you. We're going to catch back up on everything else going on in the world of cocktails. We will drop punches for a minute, and we will pick up somewhere else. But I have really enjoyed the Summer of Punch. This has absolutely made me Super happy. David Virtue asking, no ticket required. There is a ticket required to go there, but there is no ticket if you want to watch it for free on youtube.com/@DrKush at 12 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday. If you want to go there, though, there may be a ticket. We'll be online Sunday cheering you on. Thank you very much, Stephanie Husband and Michael Husband. You guys are the greatest. You guys are all the greatest. We're not going to do a thing because I went way too long tonight. But please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, watch these credits. These people that are in these credits, they are the people that are keeping this show alive. They are the ones with their names on the bottles and all that stuff. This show, turns out, it's not, it doesn't run for free. It does take a little money to run this thing. So thank you so much for helping us out in that way. If you want to help us out, you can go over to our Patreon. You can go over to our Venmo, or you can go to our PayPal. Any money that you send to me doesn't, I don't like buy shoes with it. It all goes right back into the bar. Been wearing the same shoes for like 7 years, so I'm definitely not buying any shoes. If you can't help out that way, totally understand. Another great way you can do it is by sharing this. If you find a video of mine that you like, put it onto your social media. Point people our way. We'd love to see other people hanging out in this bar. I mean, how do you think we're going to meet more queef sweats? We're not going to meet more queef sweats if we don't, share the show. So please, let's get more queef sweats in here and let's share this show. And if you can't help out that way, you don't like social media or you don't like the people on there, the best thing you can do is, of course, show up. We try our very best to do classes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays here at Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. Sometimes we do them Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Sometimes we do them Wednesdays, Thursdays. But we always try and get 3 shows in here, and we always try and do a show on Saturday. So keep showing up, and please watch these credits whilst I get this. Let me see if I can't get this thing going real quick so we can have sound effects. Some people say they only watch the show for the sound effects and the credits, and I understand those people, because that's the only reason I would watch anything as well. Is it going to work? Either way, let me say to all of you who hung out with me and spent this summer of Punch, you decided this summer it was time to dedicate your life to Punch. Let me say to you, goodbye. We did it. You're welcome, Cyrus. Yes, to my big 30, thank you guys. Hopefully at some point the big 30 will be the small group, and we will have the big 3,000, and then the big 4,000, and then the big 2 million, et cetera, et cetera. But until then, let me just say to you guys in the most sincere way I possibly can, are you Dr. Jinga Janga? Because we're going to find him one day. Bye. 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 Goodbye. I'm in danger. This is the way we talk in Tucson. Bye. Wow, my mistake. No.
crazy? Whoa, whoa. Bye! Bye! Are you Dr. Jinga Janga?